Let's cover all the important bride and groom, bridal party, and family foremost in the park. My name is Anthony Lawrence, and I've been a photographer for over 30 years. For a number of years, I was a certified professional photographer. I taught photography at a local college, and in 2010, I wrote a book on photography. And although technology has progressed, the basics are still the same. With all this experience, I am confident that even seasoned photographers will pick up a few pointers in each session. Now, let's get started. To ensure maximum quality images, break the session into manageable segments and start the pictures with the family if they come to the park. Simply put, it's a psychology of crowd control. If the family is there, do this group first and let them go to take care of the guests. Next, do all the pictures of the entire bridal party, including any pictures of the groomsmen with the bride, the maids of honor with the groom. Yes, you do the bridal party again here in a park, even if you did some at the ceremony venue. The only exception will be if you are pressed for time because the limo is running over time. You don't want them to accuse you of generating that extra cost. Next, work your way down to the bride and groom with the best man and the maid of honor. Using this holistic approach, you control the process and not the other way around. Have a checklist of your own and a list of shots of the bride and groom, at least 10 unique shots outside and 10 if you're doing on the inside. These old-fashioned cards are heaven sent, and it will make you look like an untouchable master. Now, let's go deeper for successful bridal formal images, which consists of only two elements. In the last video, I said that there is no such thing as what? As too many images of the bride. Well, let me repeat that there is no such thing as too many pictures of the bride and groom. Having said that, you must work within the constraints imposed on you by such factors as when the bride and groom must be at the reception hall and how long can you use the limo before the overtime kicks in. Yes, a lot of them don't factor that in. And then all of a sudden, oh, we gotta go. Suggestion here is to start with the large group first, which means do all the bridal party pictures first. Find a spot with even lighting and avoid high contrast lighting, of course. If that proves impossible, have the sun in the back or at the side and use flash to fill in. I'd suggest you become a master of synchro sun technique when it comes to this situation, where the flash is the main light and the sun is the fill-in light. Well, I can actually talk about this in a separate video if there's enough interest. This is a great trick to have, and keep it in your back pocket because you'll be able to take great pictures in any lighting situations having this thing. Take at least 3 different poses of the whole bridal party. Start, yes, with the boring one. You have half of the couples on the side of the bride and the other half on the side of the groom. The reason? It's easy and allows you to establish a 3-word, I call it a truism: control, organization, and results, or core. The psychology here is that it's easy to organize and control the group and give you quick results. And in the minds of the group, this approach further reinforces your expertise. Next, take advantage of whatever the place has to offer and set up a more creative poses. If needed, use posing helpers. Be fluid and creative, as surprisingly, even silly images are appreciated. Remember, variety, expression, spontaneity, and a bit of fun goes a long way to give you great results. Next, do the pictures of the groom with the bridesmaids, bride with the groomsmen, bride and groom with best men and maid of honor, bride and groom with children if they were part of the bridal party. Then include bridal couples, bride with each bridesmaid. Use your imagination and all sorts of combinations. Again, Write all these combinations down so you remember this. Number two, once you have dismissed the bridal party, start working with the bride and groom. Remember to do some images of them showing off the large expanse of the location. This way, you also provide even more choices for them. This is especially important if you end up in some botanical garden where they had to reserve the place and even pay for the privilege of taking pictures there. Now, my take on these beautiful places is that it's fine, but only if it contributes to the beauty of the couple. Otherwise, the viewer will do the oohs and the ahs, marveling at the beauty of the gardens and flowers, and totally ignore the bride and groom. Yes, you must include all that and those grounds. Just make sure you still do the 20 shots while focusing on them in a neutral area. And in this case, you can repeat the same shots of the bride and groom taken from the special showing grounds. Now, while doing all this, remember that your job is, above all, capture emotion and expression first. This means that you approach the whole posing dilemma in a natural and not a stiff manner. No poses that seem contrived and unrealistic, as that will not get you a good expression, just frustration. Gauge the moment and flow with the couple's rhythm. Here, perfection for the sake of a pose is not the end game. The expression is. Balancing all this, that's why knowing how to easily evoke these poses is important. Will not promote an easy recall of all the poses you may want to use. So, if you can't remember all the poses that you would like to use, you can always sneak a view when the bride and groom is walking from one place to the other. Just give a quick peek at your cards. The idea here is that you work fast while paying attention to all the details and provide the bride and groom with at least 20 different poses, 10 inside and 10 outside if it's possible, or press for time. Nothing stopping you from doing all 20 inside or all 20 outside. Check again my couple posing video for reference and build your collection on the cards with enough poses so you are not at a loss as to what to do next. This way, no matter where you happen to end up with the bridal party, you'll be able to give them great images. Remember, doing a full length and a short, which is the upper torso shot, does not make two poses, just one. Good photographer can do 20 different poses in 15 minutes or less. Practice these poses with the family members or friends. Lastly, do a symbolic goodbye shot of the bride and groom by the limo or walking away from you instead of the overused shot at the door at the reception hall. Now, the third item, I want to give a few additional hints. One, the ladder is good as it provides help in giving additional perspective and from the higher view. Two, a folding bench that two people can sit or two small seats. Nothing gives you a more natural pose as allowing the bride and groom sitting on the ground. But I doubt you get the bride to sit on the ground in a white dress. So, on the back of a bench, have a pouch and keep a green plastic sheet large enough for both of them to sit on it. Once they are sitting on it comfortably, tuck the still visible portions under them, and you have another 5 poses. One sitting, looking at you, one looking at each other, one kissing, one where the bride is laying down maybe on his knees, and one where the groom is laying down. Of course, this is just a start. You can come up with more. Now, I can give you a list of 20 outside poses and 20 inside poses. I kind of did, right? However, this would just be my approach to it. But that's not that's not what this video is all about, because you need to come up with your own creative solutions, as that will make you the best. In the next video, I'll give you practical tips on stressless coverage of the reception. Check it out.